Okay, hello and welcome to take 5 of this video. This is the 4th video, Advent Day number 4, and this video is dedicated to one of the Young Sketchers subscribers. She also subscribes to my channel on Valhalla Blackpool. Now, a clue to who this video is going to be dedicated to. Well, I said she, so it's female. She comes from England. Do you know who you are yet, by the way? No? You can narrow it down a bit more? Okay. She does vlogs, music videos, quite well known. No? Okay, she comes from down south. Still nothing? Okay, fine. It's her 18th birthday today. Oh, there we go, you've got it. Yes. Well, for those of you that aren't sure who I'm talking about and think I've absolutely lost my marbles completely, this video is to say a special happy birthday to Becky or Rebecca Brown. I hope that you have a great 18th birthday. 18, my god. I hope that you have a fantastic birthday and that you have got all the presents that you wanted and cards and stuff, and all the wishes that you had have come true today as well. So from me and from all of us here at the Young Sketchers, we would like to wish you the very, very happiest of birthdays, and we hope that the rest of the year continues to be better than the last, and that you enjoy adulthood. But don't worry too much about adulthood, because I'm 21 and I still act like a kid sometimes because, well, it's fun. What's the point in growing up if you don't have fun? So anyway, this video is dedicated to her. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some facts now. These ones are not so much funny facts as they are quite serious ones, and things that you might never have known. The first fact that I've got here is, if a statue in a park of a person on a horse has both front legs in the air, the person died in battle. If the horse has one front leg in the air, the person died as a result of wounds received in the battle. If the horse has all 4 legs on the ground, the person died of natural causes. And that's kind of incredible that they have different ways of making statues to show what actually happened to that person. I find that quite remarkable. Now, another fact is, some biblical scholars believe that Aramaic, the language of ancient Bible, did not contain an easy way to say many things, as used the term which has come down to use as 40. So many things is 40, basically. This meant that when the Bible in many places refers to 40 days, it actually meant many days, not 40. A little random fact that you'd never know there. Clans of long ago that wanted to get rid of their unwanted people without killing them used to burn their houses down. And that is where we get the expression to get fired from. We used to burn the houses down, meaning that you were fired. So that's where we get that expression from. So you learn something new every day. The term the whole 9 yards came from the World War II fighter pilots in the South Pacific. When arming their aeroplanes on the ground with a .50 caliber machine gun, ammo belts measured exactly 27 feet before being loaded into the fuselage. If the pilots fired all their ammo at the target, it got the whole 9 yards, 27 feet being 9 yards. So that's where the whole 9 yards comes from, which is interesting to know. Did you know that Winston Churchill was born in the ladies' room during a dance? I didn't know that until today, but I do now. So basically, we shall fight them on the beaches and stuff. Would have been, we shall... Never mind, that joke just went dead on its arse, so I don't know what I was going to say there. The most common name in the world. Does anybody know what the most common name in the world is? And no, it's not Jack, or Tim, or Tom. It is in fact Mohammed. Interesting stuff. The word samba means to rub navels together. to rub navels together. How enlightening it is. The little bags of netting for gas lanterns called mantles are radioactive, so much so that they will set off an alarm at a nuclear reactor. A little thing like that can set off an alarm. Fantastic. Now, Mel Blanc, who is the voice of Bugs Bunny, if you are a fan of Bugs Bunny, was actually allergic to carrots. Now, to be honest with you, Mel Blanc voices Bugs Bunny and he's allergic to carrots. But Walt Disney, who created Mickey Mouse, didn't like mice. He hated them. So there you go. The characters Bert and Ernie on Sesame Street were named after Bert the cop and Ernie the taxi driver in Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life. If you've seen that film, it's a wonderful, wonderful film. Armoured knights raise their visors to identify themselves when they rode past the king. This custom has become the modern military salute. So instead of them doing the hand gestures, they would just raise their visors instead, which nowadays is the salute. Which is interesting to see how it's come about from just raising the visors and stuff, because obviously we don't wear visors now. We're not knights anymore. We don't ride around on horses and joust people. The huddle in football was formed due to a deaf football player who used sign language to communicate, and his team didn't want the opposition to see the signals he used, and in turn huddled around him. So it's interesting that one person can create a mega huge thing that now we look at it and we go, well, it's common practice. But it wasn't back then. There wasn't any such thing as huddling. You just talked. And because this guy was deaf, he had to change everything round, and that sort of stuck throughout the years. So it's interesting. The term "it's all fun and games until someone loses an eye" is from ancient Rome. The only rule during wrestling matches was no eye gouging. Everything else was allowed. But the only way to be disqualified was to poke someone's eye out. Disqualified! Which is quite funny, to be honest with you. Now, does anyone know how long it is? If someone says to you, "I'll be back in a jiffy," how long do you give them? Because how long is a jiffy? I mean, when I was at school, I did feet, inches, centimetres, millimetres, but I never learnt jiffy. Well, in actual fact, it is a absolutely definition of a time. It does exist. A jiffy is an actual unit of time for 1/100th of a second. So 1/100th of a second, that is a jiffy. So if someone says that they're back in a jiffy, if they're longer than a second, they're out. They lose. They're not back in a jiffy. Now then, the phrase "rule of thumb" is derived from an Old English law which stated that you couldn't beat your wife with anything wider than your thumb. Now, my thumb is pretty wide, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't beat my wife with anything that wide. I wouldn't beat my wife full stop. I don't have a wife, but, you know, I wouldn't even if I did. Now then, a bowling pin, how far does it have to tilt in order for you to get it down? Anyone? I hear some furious Google typing. Go on then, I'll tell you the answer. A bowling pin need only tilt 7.5 degrees in order to fall down, so that's about that, basically. Which is fandabidosa, because I can't play bowling to save my life. The right side of a boat was called the starboard side due to the fact that when astronavigators used to stand on the plank, which was on the right hand side, to get an unobstructed view of the stars. The left side was called the port side, because that was the side you put in at the port. And why do they do that? So they don't knock off the starboard, of course. You know. So, the last fact for today, the Japanese word arigato, meaning thank you, is derived from the Portuguese word Obrigado. Portugal once had a thriving trade with Japan. So, to everyone who has watched my videos so far, arigato. And to anyone who will watch my videos, what I said before. So once again, I know that these have been quite boring shows, and we're going to get back to doing some skits and sketches and stuff like that probably tomorrow or on Monday. It will be kick-off doubles. So yeah, thank you very much indeed for watching. To Becky, again, have a happy birthday, have a wonderful birthday. I did send you a card. I don't know if you've got the card yet, but I did send you one. So yeah, have a great birthday, and we will see you all, you lot, the rest of you, later on tomorrow. See you later. Good night. Well, it is night time, so actually, yes. Good night to everyone who's going to bed, and I will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.